Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. Hey, Jordy, did you know that we're on other platforms too?
Really, like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and if you would like to talk to us, Discord and Reddit.
Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, you should subscribe too. Thank you. Is it August?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's not going to be tomorrow, but
It is the very last day of August of this year.
Welcome to Split View.
Willkommen, everyone.
I made that
44,
joke.
getting a score.
What?
Do you reckon there is a fucking,
Can you explain what the fuck you just did?
do you know, did it trigger some part of your brain?
No.
No?
That's why I'm asking.
Have you ever been to bingo?
I know exactly what you mean by that. Yeah.
I was just about to say, do you reckon there is a forum of people who go out for like those shit jokes? Like 66, picking up sticks.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there's a fucking forum of people who have funny puns for that? Like 66, sucking on dicks.
I think, okay, yeah, nice. I think that's just totally improvisation, Jordy. I think that's a skill that has to be mastered by yourself.
That's from the artist's heart, you know?
This is 22, hoping for another one. That just doesn't rhyme. It just doesn't.
44, can I get a coffee, please?
Yeah. Not 44, let's get some more. Just literally deadpan. Like, I love that kind of fucking humor.
Oh, Tom was almost not weak.
Yeah.
And I was almost not weak.
I realized I was weak earlier today, and then I was like, oh, fuck, got to do something about that. Luckily, I kind of had a topic on hand.
Oh, did you?
That I thought about last night.
Brilliante. Have I ever talked about Golf Guy?
What?
The Golf Guy. I don't know if I've mentioned him before. That's the one thing that I have in my notes, so I didn't need to get it up.
Okay.
This is preamble topic before we get into your subject.
Thank you.
I don't know if this will probably trigger your brain quite quickly once I start talking about him, if I have told you about him before. And if you have heard it in the audience before, if I have said it, don't yell at me, please, that being my dad or my girlfriend, because I'm sorry that I don't remember these things.
Okay.
There is a guy at work, okay? He does not work there, of course, but
There's a guy at work that does not work there.
Yeah, he is a regular, but I've never seen him come into the store. I will explain. Our break room has a window in it that sees into the car park, and we have like a shade on it, which means you can't see in. And it's like tinted.
That's typically what a shade does, yes.
Yeah. And so this man stands by this window at the exact same time every single day of the week and practices his golf swings because he thinks no one's watching. He is a man he just smokes dabs and he holds it in his hand like this when he's doing a swing.
Okay.
And he's not holding anything. And he just swings for about...
Makes it so much better.
Yeah.
I thought he actually was getting dressed up and with the caddy, like just literally doing that before he goes to go. If he's literally just lighting up and then fucking swinging the air, that's
every day.
What the fuck?
And I always hope that my breaks line up so that I can see how he's practicing and how he's doing.
How does that work? Because there's no weight or momentum or like
I don't know, dude.
feel?
I don't know if he's ever even played golf. Some say I may never know.
Fucking doing air guitar doesn't mean you're better at guitar.
That's a very good point. But I just wanted his legacy to live on, through this medium that we have here of so many people.
That's fucking strange.
It is fucking strange, but his story hadn't yet been told. I feel like I'm the guy who made The Life of Pi. You know how that was a real story or whatever?
I guess so, yeah.
And, I'm the director of this man's golfing career.
You know what you are? You're the guy in children's cartoons where it opens with a dude in a library reading a story like, here's a story about two children, and then it fades into the book.
Exactly, yeah.
You're that guy.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, Tommy, hit me with the subject.
No. We're going to do our movie preamble thing.
Preamble?
Media preamble. Why are we acting like radio hosts?
I don't know. I'm feeling good today, man. I'm feeling good, so it's going to come out.
I'm feeling good, and this next track right up is a new single from Britney Spears. Get ready to listen.
Song number 2 by Blur. Next one coming up is...
Okay, I don't think anyone...
Charles Manson.
Anyone... What?
He makes good music.
This is
Not good life
36.7
decisions.
Split View FM. Next up is a little track from a local artist. Okay. We do that a lot, actually. I guess it makes sense as we have microphones in front of us.
Yeah.
Alrighty, media. Have you watched any media? Seen any media?
I
Observed
have
any
been
media?
watching, as per, what people would expect of me, Elementary. Oh, I tricked you, because I didn't watch any of my shows on my rotation. I've been watching Elementary.
Okay.
Do you know
Is that
about
another
it?
British thing with...
It's a Sherlock
Cabbage Patch in it?
adaptation,
Okay.
but it doesn't have Cabbage Patch in it.
That's the one with that's the American one, right?
Johnny Lee Miller or something. No, I mean, yeah, that's his name, I think.
Is that the one where, like, one of the first episode is about a safe and they find it because the floor is bowed and it's like, oh, heavy safe. I mean, heavy safe room, like the floor would bow.
Yeah, it is, actually.
That's the only thing I know about that because I watched a 2-hour review on why Sherlock is terrible for objective reasons and about British fucking thing and Stephen Moffat, and they mentioned that slightly for about a minute.
Yeah, I only know of Sherlock, the one by Stephen Moffat, Elementary, which is completely separate, and the fucking really, truly bad Robert Downey Jr. movies of Sherlock. And,
the only thing I've seen of that is that one scene that's been parodied a billion times, like discombobulate, that one.
I have not seen it. I don't know what you're talking about, but
One
maybe
where he like boxes and it's all in like slow-mo Sherlock mode, like, oh, here's how to defeat someone who's twice your size. There are like a billion memes of him punching someone.
Oh, probably. I'll believe you. I don't know. Point is, I like the show. Don't be mad at me for that fact.
I'm not going to be mad at you.
I'm mostly talking to everyone else as well. I can handle
Okay.
you not liking what I like, but lots and lots of people, I can't handle that.
Do you like Star Wars?
I'm not I wouldn't say I'm a Star Wars fan,
Okay.
but I like Star Wars.
Did you ever see the original Star Wars?
Did I ever see them?
The original one.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet you haven't.
Okay.
Because
Tell me.
Star Wars, as it existed in like 60s, 70s, basically no one has seen that in good quality since.
Oh, you mean like
ages.
the one that came out?
Yeah, the one that was
Yeah.
shown in theaters. That one is
Yeah, no,
like
that I haven't seen.
that's like a unicorn. I haven't seen that mostly because I don't like Star Wars. Actually, I might have because since my biological dad's a huge Star Wars fan, he might have shown it to me. But that movie is interesting because you basically can't find that in like pristine quality. Like you can find a Laserdisc if you know what that is.
I've heard of it. Tell me what that is.
Laserdisc is a big fucking vinyl record sized CD
How do you play that?
in a vinyl record sized CD player.
Oh, wow. That
literally
seems impractical.
It's fucking hilarious. There are multiple ones. There's RCA capacitive disc. There's Laserdisc by like Sanyo, whatever the fuck, I don't know, Casio maybe. There are a couple of versions. Like the capacitive one isn't a big ass fucking cartridge. It's like a massive floppy disk. And it never comes out. You slot it in and then it takes the disc out and there's just this big thing sticking out the front. And then there's the Laserdisc, which you literally like it's literally just like a CD player scaled up. You press the button, the tray comes out and it's fucking massive.
Oh my god.
And then you put them in there. They're
Did
interesting.
someone order the comically large DVD player?
It's kind of like that, yeah. But Laserdisc is interesting because it's somewhat a digital-esque medium. Like you can store things and it won't degrade. So there's a print of Star Wars, the original one, from the theaters on Laserdisc, and that's basically the highest quality you can get. But the original negatives, George Lucas is kind of like a crazy person, and he didn't care about the original negatives, like the things that came out of the film camera, like the ultra high quality ones that are in like 8K.
Wow.
He didn't care about those. Those are degraded to shit. Like they grade and red and all that. And there's a theory that he might have like fucking put his crackpot additions into the fucking negative.
Oh.
Have you heard what he's done to the fucking... Have you seen the special editions in that?
No.
He literally just cuts scenes out of the movie that he doesn't like. He's literally like, I don't like this scene. Let me cut it out. It's gone. He fucking just moves rocks. He's like Stanley Kubrick. Like he's just like, this rock isn't the right shape. Let me move it. And he creates an entire special edition with rocks that are in different places. He extended like doors in some scenes. He added windows, which was kind of nice in some other scenes. But
Do you know what fucks me off?
What?
There's people out there who is going to say that these versions are better because the rock placement was in fact better in these ones.
Objectively, yes, they do look better. Like there's a scene where like R2-D2 is hiding in a cave and they put rocks in front of him using fucking $1 million CG. It makes more sense since he's just He's just like fucking out in just a random ass cave in the original, but the rocks make it look slightly better.
Yeah.
But why? Like, I'm imagining George Lucas looking over the movie and being like, there needs to be more rocks here.
It's not rocky enough.
I need to invent a new editing technology to put rocks here. Because he did that. He invented the first non-linear editing rig. Like, do you know how we use Premiere and you can move clips around?
Yeah.
You couldn't do that before he came along. You had to, like, feed fucking reels and then edit it sequentially, like, start to finish, you know? He fucking invested millions of dollars into the first non-linear editing station just to fuck with Star Wars. This man's a lunatic.
I mean, good on him.
So basically, because of that, he refuses to give up the negatives, and he might not even have them. They might be fucking destroyed or whatever. Or like there are these things called interpositives, which are like the intermediate. Those might be safe somewhere. Like those have good detail, but essentially, people over the years have tried remastering Star Wars because obviously the only versions in HD you can get are the ones with like weird fucking rock CG.
Yeah.
But basically, there's this dude. I have his name in here, Mike Verta. He's on YouTube, and he did a 3-hour live stream recently where he's created an algorithm that can take multiple film strips and combine them into a 4K master that's better than the sum of its parts.
What?
Like how film movies are made. Like you have the negatives, those come out, they get processed into interpositives, and then those get processed into film prints, which are like low quality 1080p-ish film prints that get sent to theaters.
Right.
And those look drastically worse than movie prints. I mean, fucking negatives. Like, those are, like, they look like shit and they have grain and all that. So, he's invented a process where you combine, like, 17 film prints. You stack them on top of each other, and then an algorithm combines the best parts. Because if you think about film, it's just a bunch of grains. Like, instead of pixels, there are crystals that store the light. So, these different film prints have different arrangements of crystals. So, if you line them all on top of each other, you can get higher resolution than one individual film print because the crystals are smaller, bigger, and different sizes. So he's combined these multiple film prints into basically a 4K original Star Wars that looks fucking amazing.
That's fucking nutty.
And
I would like to watch that.
yeah, like it might come out eventually because he literally did pitch this to Disney and Fox, but it was at the time where Star Wars was being acquired from Lucas, so they were like, oh, you know, not the right time.
Yeah,
But
in between.
that is fucking incredible to me. Like, he literally spent tens of thousands of dollars buying film prints from private collectors and movie theaters and, like, old collections. He hand fucking positioned these. Because if you think about it, film prints, they warp, like, they might not go into the gate properly. So he had to hand line up every single frame, one by one, just to get this. And it's actually incredible. It's like a 30-year project he's been working on.
Reminds me of how little patience I have hearing things like that, because I would never be able to do that.
Like, that's fucking... Like, it's on YouTube, just actual clips, and they look actually insanely good. Like, 4K.
Yeah, that sounds pretty damn good.
Like, some of them are like, there's a scene with ships in the atmosphere, and on the film prints, like, they're all grainy and a wash of colors, and then he literally switches over to the restoration. You can see the imperfections in the model. Like, it's actually crazy.
I'm going to want to watch that video a bit later.
Yeah, I'll show you it.
But can I just say,
Yep.
I admire this man's commitment to something that he loves, because that's really
This dude's like a mega nerd.
dope.
Well, he's an industry professional. He's a composer / CG artist / model maker. He's worked on Star Wars. He made the R2-D2 model that's been used for toys and like film prints. And there's one diagram of like a blown up R2-D2 and like a schematic view. He made that. If you ever see that, that's what he made.
I have, actually. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so like he's in the industry and he just loves Star Wars so much.
Wow.
In this video he made, he's wearing like a vintage Star Wars shirt that he's probably had since like he was 20, and there's R2-D2 behind him.
That's cool.
Like, it's really funny.
I would be keeping all these things too, so...
Yeah. Jordy, what happened recently in the film industry that was terrible and sad?
Chadwick Boseman's passing?
Yep.
Yeah, he was...
Is that how you say his name? Isn't it like Bostwick or something?
I think it's Chadwick Boseman. We should probably get that correct before everyone yells at us.
I thought I actually Googled it. I have it written down here as, like, Bostwick. Oh, wait. What?
What? Who's right? We should start apologizing instantly either way.
I Googled Chad Bostwick. It didn't correct me. It just renamed it to Chad Boseman. What the fuck? Okay, whatever.
Well, either way. everyone knows who we're talking about anyway. Yeah. Tragic passing. I can't believe that you...
Came out of fucking nowhere.
I can't believe that you could hide having cancer that well. That was insane when I knew about that.
Man was a fucking actor, literally, like, acting in... No one knew, literally, for, like...
Holy shit,
4
you're right.
years. 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
2016, he was diagnosed.
Did I say 4 months before?
Nah.
Okay. I mean, that just kind of fucked with me a bit there when you said that he was still acting even in his real life, putting that off. Because there's pictures in this 4 years of him going to cancer wards for kids and all that type of stuff, like with a smile on his face, you know, like that's a fucking dedicated man right there, and who deserves a fucking shitload of respect.
Yeah, because
I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to do it, you know, if we kept doing this and some kids wanted to see us or something. Which can I just say, if you do have kids please do not subject them to this show.
Please let me see them.
Cannot be good for their development.
I would like to see your kids.
Yeah. Tom would like to see your kids.
No, don't say that.
With no parental supervision at all.
Yeah.
And let's you know, pretend we didn't just say that while we were talking about this man.
I'm just gonna hit M on the keyboard for no reason in particular.
Yeah. He was a very, very inspirational man, because I remember when Black Panther came out, that was insane. The response that movie got, like,
I didn't really like Black Panther.
No, I know. I'm just like, it doesn't matter if you like the movie or not. I'm just saying, like, the reaction to it at the time was so massive, and for such a good reason, because it's the first, you know, like proper, you know, movie where that had a black person as a hero, and it was a fucking great thing that needed to happen, and now it's, you know, now it's gone, I guess, and then there will be more, but. You know, he started a very big movement that I'm glad.
Do you know what he had specifically? Like his illness?
I don't.
It was a rectal cancer or colon cancer.
Right, okay.
And the thing about that, if you don't catch it within like the first couple of months to a year, then you're fucked. Like you can't do anything.
Aren't bodies cool?
Yeah. Same thing happened to Total Biscuit, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
Like he had rectal cancer. He'd been dealing. What the fuck? I thought there was a cat in the window for a sec. He'd been dealing with rectal cancer or colon cancer, but he didn't pick up on it soon enough. So over like 4 years, he went into remission, got it again, and they ended up passing away, which was really fucking unfortunate. But I'm glad he's immortalized in the Twitch lol emote. Like, But like it's one of those things. Like if you're shitting blood or like something's not up, get that checked out immediately.
Yeah, I would suggest even just getting a regular checkup anyway.
Oh, yeah. After the age of like 40 or 50, like it gets progressively more, like higher chance that you'll get these kind of cancers.
And, you know, a lot of people, I think it needs to be said, the elephant in the room when it comes to these checks is how it has to be checked.
Yeah.
And that's what makes people want to be checked. And... Can I just say, for what will likely be less than a minute of your life...
Do you want to finger up your ass or do you want to die?
Yeah, exactly. Really, really weigh it up for us here. You know, maybe don't do it for yourself, but do it for us so that you don't die.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that, I guess.
They're not getting fucking sausage fingers over there doing it. They know their shit.
Yeah, although if your doctor does come at you from behind and try it, I would suggest calling the police.
Okay. Do you think they allow people with like massive fucking fingers to do prosthetic surgery?
Probably not, because you wouldn't be able to like complete the practical if you couldn't do it.
The human asshole stretches quite wide, Jordy.
That's a good point.
Okay. Let me see what I was actually going to talk about.
Oh, 20 minutes in, we haven't even got to the juicy bits yet.
That might mean I don't have very much time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, there may be a reason why I'm doing this or something.
Really?
Jordy, would you ever consider getting cosmetic surgery?
For what?
Tell me.
Like,
what would you consider? What don't you like about yourself that can be feasibly fixed with surgery?
You know, this is a bit stupid of me to think this, but like I've thought about getting one of those bypass things, because I would never qualify for that at the weight I am now, the gastric bypass things to like it's not well, I mean, it's for myself. It's not necessarily cosmetic surgery, but I would like a hard reset. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I got it done where I could just kind of be like, okay, this is my clean slate. Now I can take care of myself.
My mom...
Because I am so like... unmotivated to take care of myself right now because I don't see results instantly, because that is just how my brain works, and of course it's not going to happen. And this would, force me to eat less, literally.
Yeah, my mom had it done, and my dad too as well. Like, it's kind of painful, actually. Like,
I can imagine it's fucking horrible.
She had to have, like, tiny-ass sips of water every couple of hours, and that's all she could have. And if you drink soda, there's a very good chance you'll fuck yourself up.
Yeah.
Like anything fizzy.
There is a limit to qualify you for this, right? You can't just say, "Oh, I want one of these."
Since it's mostly done like via Medicare or whatever, like you have to qualify to be like morbidly like it's health-wise
or something. Yeah.
And even then, they'll probably like do fucking hydrotherapy or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. All I really need is to just fucking pull my finger out my ass and actually fucking do something about it. But I'm lazy in every sense of the word, I would say. But all right, if I'm speaking strictly cosmetically, right? I have wanted to, like, maybe I would fix my my receding hairline. Maybe get some plugs in there.
Fine.
It is. But have a look here, right? That everyone else can see this.
Fine.
Obviously, it's not terrible.
It's
it is not
squared
terrible.
up though.
No, I know, but like I would like it to look pretty perfect, even though I don't take much care of my hair.
Plugs are really disturbing if you don't get them right, and if they're not the really fucking expensive ones.
If that's bad, you can tell. Most of the time, you can tell anyway.
The good ones are really good, though. Like, Elon Musk had hair plugs, and you'd never fucking know.
Well, I mean, I've seen him bald, so I did know.
You saw that PayPal picture of him?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened in that
was
picture?
funny, that picture.
He's like, he must have, like, not slept for, like, a week or something finishing PayPal, and they're like, hey, Elon, photo, and he's like, what?
yeah. Here comes the flash.
Like, that photo was fucking, like, bad. That was one of the worst photos I've ever seen of anyone.
He was, you could tell he was not comfortable with that situation.
Like, his eyes were just all sunken in, like, it's hard to describe what the fuck's up with that photo.
He's just a strange man in every way.
We can make fun of him because he's very rich and successful.
That's true. We're hardly hurting his stocks in any way by talking to the 8 people that might listen to this.
He can do that himself.
That's true. He does know how to do that himself. He's quite good at that
field. Do you fucking follow him on Twitter? Because he's a strange man.
I fucking hate Twitter, and I hope that I never use it.
He literally just, like, I don't know if he's, like, microdosing LSD or something, but occasionally he'll just tweet the random ass fucking shit. Like, his girlfriend's on Twitter as well, wife maybe, and she was like, oh, just had a fight or something with my husband, and then Elon was like, I'm gonna get rid of all my possessions, nothing physical. And, like, he'll randomly just tweet out political as fuck shit. Like, it's weird. It's really weird following him. He's just tweeting things that he really should not tweet.
He fucking reminds me of the type of shit I would do if I was... I think I've even mentioned this before.
It's like a Tumblr blog, I've just realized that.
Yeah, it reminds me of myself a lot. And I don't know what that says about me. Not good things. But,
Right.
like, if I had all this money, just an obscene amount of money, I don't know what I would do with that. Like, especially if I had... What does he have? 5 companies or whatever? We spoke about this like a little while ago. Like, there is no chance that he is realistically that he is going to run out of money by the time he dies.
How he could ever go bankrupt, since
he cannot.
All of his companies like have hard stakes. Like, fucking NASA needs SpaceX to like deliver shit up to the ISS. People need to launch satellites and all that. Like, they're like,
I think SpaceX alone could fund him until he died.
If his bank account was literally wiped right now, he'd be fine.
Yeah.
He'd make a shitload back within like a day.
Yeah. And, I don't know how you handle that. I don't know how anyone handles that, realistically. Like, I mean, Bill Gates, but he injects microchips into people now, so look how he turned out.
I want microchips injected, because that's cool.
Yeah, you've already done it.
Exactly. I want more. I want more advanced ones.
I see.
People are saying this like it's a bad thing, but I'd fucking love these microchips.
What if you had one that, like, was just a Bluetooth speaker in your hand or something?
That wouldn't be so good.
Maybe you could get Bluetooth speaker put in your ears.
Yeah, I was genuinely thinking about like modifying.
No, Tom.
No, a hearing aid or in-ear monitor.
Okay.
Not like
I thought you were about to say like, okay, Jordy, can you just hold the scalpel for me?
I'd like a fucking cochlear implant or something. That'd be pretty sweet though. I can imagine that happening. Like, you know what cochlear implants are, or like cochlea or whatever?
I know the word cochlea, and that's the extent of my...
Yeah, when people's eardrums are all busted, they'll like have a wire inserted that hooks up directly, and it's like I don't know if it's like a little speaker in their ear that actuates something, or if it's wires or it's nerves, but they have something implanted that goes to the back of their ear, and it's like an inbuilt hearing implant. And I can imagine in the future them just coming with Bluetooth as standard. That'd be fucking rad.
That'd be pretty cool.
Bluetooth speakers built into your ears, and then when you don't want to like listen to outside world, you put in just regular earplugs.
That's true. That would be pretty dope.
It's like in-ear monitors, like those expensive as fuck things that people use in concerts. Like they block your ears perfectly and they have perfect sound.
Yeah. You know what I've always wondered about concerts is how the hell people play when they have those things in their ear and they're saying like, yeah, bro, you got 20 minutes left, you got 10 minutes left. Like, I wouldn't be able to concentrate.
Well, they don't really... That's like they use something called monitors. Like they hear a selective mix for themselves. Like the bass player will be hearing like the guitarist and the drums only, and not vocals or whatever. Or the drum player will be hearing the bass. Like they have selective mixes, and then maybe like minor, like a PA being like, well, they wouldn't even need like why would they need them to be told how many time they have left?
That's what I was thinking, because I've always, I don't even know where I got this idea that what they have in their ear is them saying, look, you got 10 minutes left or something. But I could have just completely made that up. I don't know. I was like, first of all, how do you even hear them when you're up there?
The in-ear monitors, they're molded. They pour liquid in your ear. They get a mold of the inner ear, and it literally sticks in your ear perfectly, and you can't hear anything. And they're like super high quality. They're like those like fucking bodyguard things. They go to the back of your ear, and then they go down into like a body pack. They're just hearing a mix of what they need to play.
Oh, okay.
Because on stage, like the speakers are facing the audience, not them.
Yeah.
There are things called wedges, which are little speakers that point up, but you'd have to have them really fucking loud to hear over anything. Yeah.
So it's playing what? Just their song?
Well, it's every player needs a different mix, since like the vocalist doesn't necessarily need the drum kit, and the drum kit's really loud since you can't mute a drum kit, obviously. Can't really mute a drum kit. Like they each, like most of the time they make their own mixes. Like they'll go to the sound guy and be like, hey, I need the bass at 50%, I need drums at like 20% and all that. Like they hear mixes that help them play.
Interesting. I never knew about any of this.
Obviously, like guitars don't make any noise on their own, and like everything's set up to do the audience. So on stage, you're just either hearing like crowds screaming, weird noises, things you don't need to hear. Yeah. So they each have their own personalized mix in their ear.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and there are places in Australia that I was looking at where you can have a mold of your ear done and then adapt that to any earphones you want. So people have a mold done and then make custom covers for their earpods, so that your earpods fit perfectly. Because one of the main problems with earpods is that, AirPods, is that some people hear them better than others. Yeah. Since obviously they're universal. Like, I would get no bass with mine since they didn't seal in my ears.
Yeah, me too. I have a very funny shaped head and it would not work for me.
Yeah, whereas other people have perfect sealing. They have mega bass through AirPods. So there's a place where you can just literally bring in whatever headphones you want. They'll create a mold and then mold it around whatever earphones you have, and then you're done.
Oh, well, there
it's
you
like
go.
A day ordeal, and that's it.
Now you just need to buy AirPods.
Yeah, or whatever you want.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Like, you can get conventional in-ear monitors that aren't molded for like $200 and then make a custom memory fit mold for your ear canal.
Oh, there you go.
Instead of having to buy the $1,000 molded ones that you have to go to a place specifically or get a 3D scan of your ear.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool shit. So...
Cosmetic surgery?
Yeah, cosmetic surgery shit. Do you think people should be allowed to get unnecessary, like, butt and breast augmentation? I say specifically unnecessary. Like, if someone has, like, massive breasts that are literally breaking their back and, like, are inconvenient, yeah, obviously they do need a breast reduction.
Yeah.
But do you think in the future you should be allowed to literally just have big fucking tanks of water or silicone on your chest just because it looks hot?
Look, ultimately, I think because
the logical response is people can do what they like.
That's what I was going to say. And, you know, there are people who are genuinely addicted to this.
Yeah.
Which is the problem. Like, once people realize that they can augment their looks so easily, because they're not doing anything other than paying a shitload of money.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, a lot of doctors will probably say yes because these procedures are expensive.
They're fucking expensive.
Yes, I would like money, please.
Yeah, and so they do it, and then when people see even minor results, they're like, "Oh my god, that was easy."
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the debt starts. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have seen documentaries of people who are addicted to cosmetic surgery.
Yeah.
It is an actual addiction that you can have. I think there's actually a name for it, but I forgot.
Yeah, or even just like botch surgeries, like back alley fucking pressed a butt implants. They puts fucking cement in your ass, and
Yeah.
then it fucking degrades and shit.
Yeah, because it's some people, once they get, hooked on it,
Yeah,
they run out of money and they have to go to these back
these
alley
Barbie
places.
doll people.
Yeah, and like you've all probably seen someone like this.
Yeah.
And they always tend to have the same story, is that they're happy and it's like they really love to do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they always go like, yeah, I just love the way that I look, and I just want to keep adding to it. I think I'm beautiful and I just want to keep adding to it. And it's like, that may be true, but you can also see in their eyes a bit that it's like, what have
Yeah.
I done? I can't really undo this now.
The way I see it is that the government regulates other things that aren't necessarily like terrible and could be your own choice, like cigarettes, alcohol, and like some drugs are 18 plus, because it's the government saying, hey, this is probably not good for you.
Yeah.
Hey, you should probably ease on this. So I think the argument of breast augmentation or like cosmetic surgery being, oh, it's your choice, is not exactly valid, because the
Yeah.
government already regulates this kind of shit that it deems not to be too healthy for you, unless you're at like a certain age or whatever. So
Is there no age limit on these surgeries?
I don't think so. No, I think it's just discretion.
Surely
of doctor.
you couldn't bring your 10-year-old in. Or something.
Well, I feel
Surely.
like it's a moral thing. Like, I don't know if there's any hard set laws or anything, but
It's the equivalent to me of like,
I want
when-
it to be like that though.
Oh, I would agree with you. It's the equivalent to me of like when you hear parents who bring their like 3-year-olds or 2-year-olds in to get their ears pierced.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it doesn't hurt them, but why don't you at least wait until they have conscious thought before you
Yeah.
do it?
The ears are gonna like change size or whatever. I don't know if ears scale up or down. Eyes don't, but I don't know if ears
I
are
would
just
say
gonna
they
heal.
probably do. Otherwise, we'd have very tiny ears, right?
Or really big ears on babies.
or really big,
Fucking
ears on
monkey
babies,
ears.
yeah. So that would be funny, actually, trying to squeeze that out. But
What?
gets caught on the way out,
Okay, cool.
Would you ever have anything done?
I
Do
don't
you
know.
think?
I was thinking like this fucking line where right in between my eyes, but that can just be fucking solved by losing weight. My forehead I
kinda
think is
see-
true like fucking caveman.
I don't think so, but
Well, yeah, it's not a big deal, but just
yeah.
it's one of those. It's like everyone has
One
a
of those
thing.
little things, yeah. I have a lot of creases in my forehead, I would
Yeah.
maybe get rid of that.
Like everyone has one of those things that's like, oh, this could be better, but no one really cares.
Actually, one thing that would be genuinely helpful
Yeah.
for me is I have a debilitating problem where I am always hot. Right? Like, I'm just fucking sexy,
yeah,
dude.
you're really hot,
I'm a
dude.
10 out of 10 knockout.
Yeah.
No, I'm temperature hot all of the time, no matter how cold it is, really. And the only time I have experienced a point where I've been actually cold is when I went camping with Ali, and we were on the top of a mountain, and it was like -12 or something. And at that point, I had to put a jumper on.
Okay, cool.
And eventually it got worse and worse, and I had to layer
it's
up.
like dangerous not being able to sense when it's too cold.
It's really, really bad. And when it does get even the slightest bit hot, I get uncontrollably itchy. And I have seen people about it. I think I'm going, and this was many moons ago now that I tried to seek help for it, but I'm probably going to do it again soon because it feels like it's getting worse now. And I keep looking it up, and there is just not an answer to this. So I'm saying, oh, it's heat stroke or
Maybe
something.
it's because you're like hairy or something. Maybe the hair's like blocking it or something.
It's something to do with my skin being the way that it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I need to get it looked at again or something, but I would happily fix that in a fucking heartbeat.
Yeah. Jordy, do you think people should be allowed to have color injected into their eyeballs?
No.
Yeah.
No, they shouldn't.
If we're saying not okay to breast augmentation or butt augmentation, then we kind of have to say no to that, since it's not necessarily damaging, but it can.
Yes,
be
it is.
damaging. There's a place called like Bright Eye or something where they have like this little donut shaped thing or like toroidal shaped thing that they put on top of your iris that's colored, and it's not necessarily damaging. It's just it can be infected. You can fuck up the surgery, But that's the same with any cosmetic surgery. It can be fucked up and it can be dangerous due to infection.
I suppose, but I guess you could say the same for literally anything at that point. You know, going in for... I've had many surgeries before. Like, I could have died in any one of them.
Yeah, but they're not cosmetic surgeries, though. They're not...
Well, no.
They're not...
But
I think cosmetic surgery should be limited to, like, things that are necessarily, like, oh, if you're
impeding
born...
on your health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, if you're born with genuinely, like, grossly massive breasts or ass or something, and it's actually damaging you or impeding your lifestyle, then yes, it should be, like, changed. But I think that literally just, like, increasing your breast size because you feel invalid as a woman or something is, I don't know, just kind of unnecessarily and introduces risk and fuels an economy of this kind of shit. And like people on fucking Instagram, like a lot of people on Instagram have cosmetic surgeries, and that influences younger people, and they want to look like that because either like the male counterpart expects women to look like that, or the women expect men to want that.
Yeah, it's. So what you're saying is basically they should have like a screening process first.
Yeah.
Like you go in for your GP and they say, look, yeah, I can see this would be causing you pain. I'll refer you to a plastic surgeon.
Because the thing is, when you want to get plastic surgery, you have to have a health check. Like that's something that happens. You go to a doctor, but they just clear you to have surgery done. They don't clear you that you need the surgery. They just clear you to say you won't die on the table.
Right, okay.
So I feel like the setup is somewhat in there. It should just be like, you know...
A little bit, an extra step or two added in there just to make sure.
Yeah.
Because, I mean... Like I mentioned, people do get addicted to this stuff, man. And who knows? Maybe one of us will get some one day, and maybe we'll enjoy it too. Who knows?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but maybe.
Okay.
Did you have anything else on your list, Tom?
Should surgeons be allowed to fuck up your face to the point where you look like a bloated, decomposing corpse?
Okay.
Do you think surgeons have a duty?
Say what you really mean.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a certain stage in a corpse's decomposition where it bloats up because of the gases, and some people with plastic surgery just look like that. Do you think surgeons and cosmetic surgeons have a duty of care to evaluate whether something
Here's the
going...
thing. They are fulfilling their duty of care.
They're not, though. They're
are.
filling their fucking monetary duty of care.
Okay, they are.
Yeah.
But their duty of care is not. No. If someone comes in and wants this done, and they are of sound mind, and they sign, you have to sign forms for this, and they sign the form of this of their own volition and say, yes, I would like this surgery to take place. Their duty of care starts as soon as they hit the table and as soon as they leave to make sure that procedure goes well. That's all they have.
They sign a Hippocratic oath, not an oath not to be a fucking quitter. Like they don't have to go through with it. They should because they're a fucking professional, but they don't have a duty to go through with this surgery that's going to make you look like you have fucking watermelons attached to your fucking chest.
No, I just meant they have their duty of care is to make sure that the procedure goes well.
Yeah,
and that's where it begins.
That's not
and
what
that's
I'm
where
saying. That's they have. I reckon they should have a duty to fucking well, not necessarily the surgeons, but the people who commission or like arrange the surgery. You know, the consultants. Like, oh yeah, maybe you shouldn't fuck up your face. You know,
I mean, true, but if that person really wants it. And you know,
saying
maybe we should subject these people to a psych eval before they go in or something.
Yeah,
because
I think so.
Yeah, like you could tell in a person. It's often textbook when you see these documentaries. Of them who are addicted to it.
Yeah,
of these people, and it's you know any psychiatrist or therapist would notice it instantly.
Yeah,
and say, yeah, I think maybe I'm not going to sign you off on this 18th surgery.
Jordy, if you surgically remove someone's head and put it onto a donor body, is it a head transplant or a body transplant?
Depends who you're talking about. Because if you're talking about the guy whose body it is, it's a head transplant. But if it's a, you know...
Yeah, but the body is dead. The donor body.
Then it's...
What do you think it is?
Well, technically it's both.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know?
Because you're doing two... Well, you're not reattaching the fucking head to the...
How impossible is that?
It was supposed to happen 2018. Do you remember?
What do you mean?
Do you remember at this guy? There's this Russian guy in a wheelchair who was like, I'm going to die anyway. So Mr. Sergio Canavero, can you please chop my fucking head off and put it onto a donor body and reattach the fucking nerves to a point where my head can control a new functioning body? Because I'm a paraplegic.
And let me guess, it didn't work?
They haven't done it yet.
What?
Because they keep fucking delaying it. Do you know what's fucking funny about this? People thought this was a Hideo Kojima fucking joke. Because, do you know about Metal Gear Phantom Pain and the fucking shit around it?
Vaguely.
Metal Gear Phantom Pain was shown as a trailer from this bogus studio at like E3 or whatever. It was kind of like, do you remember the RE2 reveal?
No.
It wasn't shown as Resident Evil, just shown as some zombie game, and then at the end it popped up Resident Evil 2.
Oh, yeah.
But this kind of thing happened with the Phantom Pain. There was a surgeon in there who was talking about a bunch of shit, and that surgeon looks exactly fucking like this surgeon that wants to do a head transplant. So this is this looks like a fucking screenshot from a video game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at this shit. Okay, just everyone at home, Google Sergio Canavero Metal Gear. Look at this.
Oh my god.
That's the trailer that was shown at E3.
What the fuck?
So
that's the same man.
Yeah, people literally like. Okay, look at this. Right. So look at his face there, and then fucking where is it? Oh, I didn't find it. I lost it. Sorry. But they look fucking identical.
Oh, that's.
And people were thinking that this actual proposal for a full head transplant was just a ploy by Hideo Kojima to fucking like market Metal Gear Solid. Isn't that fucking wild?
I'm gonna say one of my catchphrases right now and say stranger things have happened.
And fucking the weirdest part is that Metal Gear Phantom Pain is about limb fucking loss and transplantation and shit.
Yeah.
Even weirder.
Well, maybe it is. We'll have to uncover the truth, maybe.
But, oh, here's the fucking document on 4chan leaking everything. Like, obviously 4chan went to fucking work and they, created a fucking, like, literally that's one step away from red pins on a fucking chalkboard with lines in between.
Yeah.
But, do you think this surgery? You don't know. we're neither surgeons. I don't know anything about
Believe it or not, everyone listening, we're nowhere near being surgeons.
Do you think this has a possibility of sucking? Because
it can't, can it? Surely not.
That's what everyone says. Because what he's proposing is fucking sawing off the head in like a fucking literally 2-day long surgery, maybe even longer. Like literally cutting around the neck, extracting every vein, doing a bypass, like literally having a machine fucking it's
impossible.
And then literally sever the spinal cord and somehow reattach every single nerve fiber in the spinal cord.
Like that's insane. Here's the thing, right? I would say, what's the point? But the point would be that you're fucking invincible.
Well, if it worked,
you would be invincible.
The thing is, if it worked, that would open up a whole new world of like fucking like just literally, let's just grow bodies and like a fucking, or let's just literally
you would never die.
It'd be like taking organ harvesting to the next level. Like just chop off your head, or like literally the next step is removing your brain and putting it in a fucking like vat or something like that fucking that lady from fucking Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know, that fucking moisturize me fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because you could do that. You just take out the brain, revitalize it or something.
That's what I was going to say.
Put it into a new body.
Until the brain dies, then you die. But if we can transplant an entire ass head, then surely we can maintain the membrane, you know? But
you wouldn't go insane in the brain.
No, you wouldn't. And, okay. Here's a proper philosophical question for you. If you have a successful head transplant, and you have a wank, are you wanking or are you watching someone else wanking?
I think this argument is bullshit and doesn't matter in the slightest.
What do you mean?
Since you should be okay with your sexuality either way.
Okay, but
I think it doesn't matter.
But you're jacking someone else's cock.
That's fine. Whatever. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with jacking someone else's cock?
What if this man didn't want his cock jacked?
He's dead. He can't do any shit about it.
That's a good point.
Fucking dead, not his body anymore.
That's a good point.
His brain is literally gone from the body. Doesn't matter. In the end, nothing ever mattered.
That's true, as Linkin Park says.
Exactly.
You know,
that's basically it. We padded the shit out of this episode, so it's fine.
We did. Good. Hope you enjoyed it, everyone. Think pretty deeply about whether you would jack it or not if you had a surrogate body.
You know, this surgery still hasn't happened, so it could still be a Hideo Kojima prank.
That's true. And just remember, they did do surgery on a grape.